Okay, so here you are. This might be your slide of the coral reef, and good. I have received 82% people names and answers. Alright, so there are still some students who haven't answered this question. No one has answered what is the function of nucleus. You don't know what is the function of nucleus? Okay, so I've received answers from more than 80% of the class. Alright, so this is you will press this arrow, you'll go to the next slide, view this coral reef, and then you are going to come up with to this question. Good answers. Who has answered? Okay, that was my own answer. Alright, then let's explore again to the next slide. Okay, so then you will go to the next slide. Now these are interactive simulations, alright? So here you are supposed to make an atom, alright, by dragging these protons and neutrons in the center. You will put them in the center, and you will put the electrons over here in the shell. Okay, so that's how you will build atom. Right, so next slide is that did you notice about the way protons, electrons and neutrons change the atom? So you are going to think about it. You're not supposed to answer it here. Okay, now in the next slide there is information about atom and elements. This is the information regarding protons, neutrons and electrons. You can shift to these slides like this. Alright, so in this question, boys, you are supposed to draw or make this chart. Okay, we are waiting for some answers over here. Once all of them are done, then we'll move to the next slide. Okay, so then is the question that which of the following would change the element represented in electron model? Okay, so answer this question. We're waiting for the next slide. Okay, so fill in the blanks. Each dash has a specific number of dash in its dash. When the proton number of dash, the number of dash of the element is dash. Alright, to calculate mass of atom, you can dash the number of protons and dash. Okay, so here the answers could be each element has specific number of protons in its nucleus. When the number of protons equals the number of electrons, the element becomes neutral. To calculate mass of an atom, you can add the number of protons and neutrons in an atom. Alright? So, changing the charge. When electrons are added, you add more, the atom becomes more negative, and when the electrons are taken away, the atom becomes more positive. A negatively or positively charged atom is known as an ion. Alright? If you change the number of electrons, then it's the ion, and the mass number is the total number of protons and neutrons. All right, neutrons can increase or decrease the mass of an atom. Okay, it will only change the mass. Neutrons does not have any effect on the identity of the atom. It is the proton which determines the identity of the atom, and neutrons only happen to change its mass. Increasing neutrons, they are going to increase the mass, and decreasing neutrons are going to decrease the mass. Okay, if we differ the number of neutrons in an atom, those atoms are known as the isotopes of that specific element. Okay, means that if we change the number of neutrons but we keep the number of proton and number of electron the same, in that case the atom will be called an isotope. Okay, while if we add or if we minus the number of electrons in the specific atom, then they are called ion. Okay, so this is the difference between ion and isotope. Isotope forms when there is a change in neutron number, and ion forms when there is a change in number of electrons. Okay, so adding dash to an element will cause it to become a dash charged. Okay, adding electrons to an element will make it negatively charged ion. Okay, and adding adding neutrons to an element will change its mass or increase its mass. Then you have to draw this one again different and match each image with its description. Then we have a quiz over here. You will answer these 4 questions, and we'll dig deeper. Now here they are giving you an example that hydrogen has 1 proton, 0 neutron and 1 electron. Now you have to draw a hydrogen ion and hydrogen isotope. Okay, basically you are supposed to draw the structure of hydrogen ion. Okay, what information do you need to determine if an atom is an ion or an isotope? I've told you earlier. Okay, then electron shells. What are shells? The circles, concentric circles around the nucleus, they are called shells. Okay, the circle closest to the nucleus is the first shell, and then we count it out from the nucleus till outwards. First shell, it can hold up to 2 electrons. Second and third shell can hold up to 8 electrons. This is the capacity of these shells. Okay, then you have to design an atom. Use the empty electron model to draw an atom that has 8 electrons, and its atomic number is 8 and mass number is 16, which means its number of protons and neutrons is 8 and 8, and when we add it up it's 16. Now explain why you needed to use both electrons shells while drawing your model. Okay, yes, exactly. We need to actually, basically the total number of electrons which we needed to add was 8. Okay, and the first electron model first shell can hold only up to 2 electrons. Okay, so that's why we had to add another shell to complete the number of electrons which they have told us. Then you will do this quiz. How confident you feel in your ability to create an atom. Okay, and then thank you. So I hope that I have answered all of your queries and questions.